Hey, I think I'm on record. Yep. Hey, I think we're there. I can't tell. I wish the screen was showing fun. Anyways, yeah, just I think somebody had asked me on one of my videos, how do I set my boat up on top of the camper? She's up there quite a ways, a little bit too far for me to lift on and off. So I thought maybe I just kind of give it a little show. But I always got this thing set up, and then how I load it on the rack here. Because even this one here, as I get older, I'm finding it harder and harder to move that boat on and off the racks. And I still want to be able to go fishing, but I got to make it simpler for myself. So I come up with a few different ideas. So I'll kind of walk through it as I'm going to offload my boat and load it on this here, so I can go put it in a lake for later on. And then maybe somebody else will have a better idea on how to do it, or they can kind of copy what I've done, because it kind of works pretty good. Okay, that's it. We'll fix the video and I'll try to talk while we're going through it. There. So you can see it's on the back of my, I should say, this is the back of my cargo trailer, camper, whatever you want to call it. It is a cargo trailer that I kind of converted or made it into a camper because it's the best I could do. The boat's on top. She's a little bit high. That's 6 foot on the inside, I believe, that camper. Plus, you can see it's probably about a good 18 inches almost off the ground. So she's up there quite a ways. Anyways, I'll walk around and I'll untie the boat and everything else, and then I'll show you how the winch works and the rollers and everything else, and how I get it on, or I should say get it off, and then how I can get it on the quad rack after. I'll walk over to the front of the trailer here. Excuse the mess inside. I just got here and I was trying to unpack. And here I have a quad winch. I think it's about a 2,000 pound winch. Anyways, I just use this, and that's the one that does all the work for me. I got a couple clamps here. I dig a battery out from inside the camper, clamp her on, and then put my control in, and away I go. So when I get to that point, I'll kind of show you. Oh, okay, so there, I got her all off one side. She's still on the trailer. Next thing I have to do is I got to offload it. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these ladders. I bought one off of Amazon, of course. Who doesn't shop on Amazon, right? And that ladder works pretty good. It's telescopic, and we're able to kind of fold it up, put it away in the camper. Anyways, I'll take it down the ladder, and then let's see what we can do with the boat. Want to get it close to starts where it's just about going to start teetering. So now I'll go to the front. I'll pay out a little cable, just enough that it's going to probably get to the point where I want it to go, the balance point, and then we can hook up and use the winch. So after I pull out the cable, I'll lock it back in place, the winch, and we should be good to go. I have to dig out my battery in that yet, but anyways, give it a little bit more cable here. Throw that back into the lock position, and it's there. Let's snap her and lock her. Okay, back to the back, and let's see what we can do with that. Okay, hope you don't mind, but I gotta put the camera back down again and go back over to the boat. Not a very good video. Okay, she's at the balance point. So now I'm going to put the battery on, put the controller in, and we should be ready to go. Hopefully my battery's good. That's always my concern. Even more of a concern when I'm going to try to load it up. You want to make sure you have a good battery. Other than that, I'm going to do a lot of pulling, grunting, and everything else to get it there. Okay, here we are. I finally got everything hooked up. Controller's in. Let's see what she looks like when she comes off. I gotta watch and make sure she comes off straight, otherwise she might flop sideways. She's done that to me once. Go figure. let the winch do the work, right? Thank God for good batteries. Okay, I just probably have to give that a little pull, help it a little bit over center, and we should be good, I believe. Okay, doesn't want to help, so I gotta help it along. Okay, help you again. Okay, I gotta put the camera down, son of a gun. Just because I want to videotape it, it's gonna give me grief. Never done that before. She generally always falls, fill over pretty good. Rain tonight. Get up there for a couple hours. Okay, get rid of the cable. Because I know I'm going to be putting it back on and it's tomorrow or the day after. Fade out. There. Now I get myself set up. Basically the same thing on this one. And I'm going to pull it up on the quad. So I'll turn around and move the camera over the other side. Okay. Excuse my hand. I'll have to take that out of there. First step is to get it on top of the rack just to get myself started. Oh, I got a roller I got to put in first. That's my very first step. My rack is not wide enough as it stands. The outside edge. I'll get one more pin. Put her in. go. Okay, now the boat's got to go up. Get ready. And this is one of the harder parts left to do. Again, I use my winch on the quad. I used to pick it up at the back. As I get older, I'm finding it getting too heavy. So I'll put my winch, I'll hook it up to this rope, and then we'll pull it up. Okay, winch is hooked up underneath. I'll show you what that looks like. Not much to see, but anyways, I'll show you anyways. What the hell? I got nothing else to do. When you're up here by yourself, it's pretty lonely. You got to talk to a camera. So I don't know if you can see that. I just got the winch hooked in there. Got that rope at the back. That's what it's going to pull on. It's coming through here, and it goes down to the actual winch underneath. So I got to lock it, put the lock back on. There we go. And I just go to the control, and I can slowly start to pull her up. And pull her in. There we go. Lock her in. Jenny's a little finagling when I get to the brackets, but we'll get that done and get it up there. I don't know how well you can see from there. This will go to the back. I'll use that at the end to pull her. Oh yeah, look at that. The wind's trying to pull the camera off there. That's crazy windy. She's windy today. Okay, pull her in some more. Gotta pop it over here so I don't break this little clip here. The octagon pieces kind of keeps everything in line. I'll get that rope out from the camera. These are from floating off the edge. Otherwise, what happens? The boat will float off the edge, and then I gotta fight like heck to get it. It's happened to me once, and so, well, I better do something. And that's what I do. Okay, she's almost straight up. The last part is all on me. Go back up, turn the camera on. You can watch still. Because I try to pull everything up there. Rain. Isn't that strange, eh? Yeah, it's gonna rain on us. Well, I'll get this up and keep the water a little bit drier. Come on. There we go. Hey, you went for a ride. Anyways, that's what she looks like when she's on top. I got to pull her back a little bit more, but for all intents and purposes, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You can see how it wasn't that difficult. And maybe tomorrow or the day after, when I load it back on the trailer, if it's not raining, I'll show you how it goes up there. It actually works pretty slick. Okay, we're gonna say bye for now. Here we go. Okay, see if we can get this one done. So I'm going to show you how I load this dang boat on here all by myself. It's a bit of a pain in the it's a bit of a chore, but we'll get her. I'll show you all the setup after I get this thing hooked up. I'll show you how the back hooks up, and I'll explain why the wheels are there. That's one thing you can see. I can move it around a lot easier. The wheels are have been a big bonus. over here. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're on the wrong side. I do have the option of flipping them, but to load the boat up, I kind of need them in that position. Okay. Hook up these straps. These are what keeps everything nice and even until there. This is probably the worst part of it all. Beneath there. One. And to get the other one. She kind of looks like that. Straighten her out a little bit. Oh, that one strapped on the wrong side of the hinge. Gotta make sure everything is kind of even. Looks pretty good from there. Oh, I need this cable back up in the front. A little hooked on. And that's what she kind of looks like that before I actually get the pulling. So I'm gonna go around. I'll show you how it's gonna get pulled up there. Walk this way. I'm kind of out of breath here, son of a gun. Okay, I gotta shut my coffee pot off here. I haven't had coffee yet. Oh, that smells good. I like that nice hot quick coffee. I'll have a coffee after I get the boat on top. Okay, so here's my battery, my winch. There's my control. Cable runs up, goes to that little shib up there, that little pulley, and the winch should do the rest of the work for us. So I'll just stand back here and operate the winch, and if the battery's got enough power, she should. So you see, pulling on there, see if it's going up through that pulley. It's going to bring that boat up, boat are hanging on the two back straps, and it's going to cantilever it right over. So the only thing I've got to watch here is to make sure all the cable doesn't wind up on the one side. Let's see, how am I going to do this with one hand? No, that's getting a little difficult. Put a little cable over to the side a little bit. There. And up she goes. Hopefully this thing's recording. The only thing I forgot to do is take my chimney down, but the boat shouldn't hit it. Should be enough clearance. I see the cable jumping a little bit there. That's okay. She's straining and groaning a little bit. And she walk it on. There we go. I generally bring it that far if I can. Sometimes a little bit further. Oh yeah, that's what happened. See what happened? Again, I wasn't watching because I was too busy yakking over there and had the camera in my hand. And all the cable bound up on that one side. So I'm going to shut this off, pay out some of the cable, and I'm going to rewind it back on. And when it's back over on this side here, you'll see she'll be able to pull her boat up the rest of the way. So bear with me. We shall be back in a second. Oh, back again. Looks like I'm unsuccessful. For some strange reason, looks like the winch decided to crap out. Funny thing this morning is I went to load the boat on my quad, and that winch it re-engaged. There we go. Yeah, so looks like some kind of a thermal overload. Okay, so what I'll have to do is, I believe, is let this thing cool down a little bit, and then we'll come back at her. That's probably what it is. It's probably a thermal overload breaker, something that automatically resets after it cools down. Anyways, we'll come back to it in a second. Or go have a coffee first. Well, good news and the bad news. Good news is, I guess let's always go with good news first, eh? Because it kind of makes you feel better, I think, for a second. Anyways, we did get the boat up top. I was happy when I built this darn contraption. It worked pretty good. That's the first time that I didn't pay attention when the cable was balling on there. Or, I mean, it was winding on and it balled up on one side. And guess what? I haven't been able to get the winch running again. But that's okay. The boat's up there. It's almost in position. I just got to get up there, Jimmy, rig it a little bit off the ladder, and then strap her down. When I get home, I'll take the winch apart and I'll see what went wrong. There is I believe there's a thermal overload on the winch, and that's what tripped. And I did hear it click and reset once. And when I tried to operate it again, I think the winch is it balled up so bad that I have to strip a little bit of cable off, which is okay. It won't take me long to do that at home. For this application, I probably have too much cable on it. I should have shortened it, and that would never have happened. I could probably dump about half that cable off, because obviously I don't need 50 feet of cable on it. You know, probably run about 35 feet, 30 feet at the best. All I'd have to do is measure it, but I figured I left it on just in case something happened. I would have to cut the end off or something, and need to redo the attachment on the end. Anyways, that's it in a nutshell. Was able to get 4 walleye over the last couple of days. I had to work very hard at it. Tried still fishing, tried trolling with worms, leeches, everything. I got a couple on the worms, a couple on the leeches, small ones, nothing serious. So I changed over last night to a Swedish pimple, and I was jigging, put a minnow on the end of it, and guess what? By gee, that sure seemed to work. The everything else, it's just no way. So I got 2 projects when I get home: fix the winch on my quad and fix the winch on the trailer. Anyways, that was my intent was just to show you how easy this thing was. Obviously, if something's going to go wrong, that's the time it's going to go wrong. So anyway, you always got to have a backup plan. If I couldn't got the boat on like that, I would have been. I do have a couple extra little pulleys. I would have had to rig up something and double block it and then do it manually. That's a pretty high lift for an old guy like me. I would have figured it out. I would have got something on it, but it's highly unusual that both winches would go down on you at the same time on the same day, right? You know, and that's funny because when I was at the lake, I was loading the boat on. I said, jeepers, hopefully this winch kind of stopped working on me. Hopefully that the one on the trailer doesn't give me any grief. And guess what? It sure did. That's life, and life goes on. Anyways, heading home today. It's going to be a long ride, about a 3-hour drive home. I got to watch them big trucks on the road. Son of a gun, they like a lot of space, and you got to give it to them because they're going to win if you get too close to them. So we'll talk to you later, and thanks for everything.